Yes.
Who do we find you playing in this little film?
In Enigma, I play Hester Wallace, who would ordinarily be wearing black-rimmed spectacles, but I thought, for the lighting and all the rest of it, I would neglect from wearing them today because they reflect badly. So she's a bit of a sort of boffin, really, and her father is a clergyman, so she's sort of quite a straight-laced woman from a very normal background, sort of middle-class background. And she finds herself working at Bletchley Park. She's been employed to work at Bletchley Park. She's employed below her station. She sort of works... She's a blister. She works in Hut 6 and she's a blister, and that means a woman who makes lists of things, basically, without getting too technical, lots and lots of lists of codes as they come through. But she wasn't actually involved in the real code breaking. But she becomes involved in that through the course of the story as it goes on, and as she becomes more friendly with Tom Jericho, which is Dougray Scott's character, and ends up sort of really saving the day. She's the sort of heroine of the piece, really, and her intelligence and bravery sort of all amount to this big kind of crescendo at the end.
It's when I read it, which was only a day or so ago, it was a great script. I mean, it was an interesting script. It's something a lot of people don't know about, and it was also, you know, a good adventure and what have you. I mean, what were the elements when you read it that you thought, you know, this is...
When I first read the script, I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I read it and I thought, why do they think this is suitable for me? I don't understand this at all. And I've never had that reaction to a script before. I'll either act with sort of real impulse and go, oh God, you know, like with Holy Smoke or with Sense and Sensibility, it was sort of, wow, you know, I've got to do this. And with this, I didn't think I've got to do this. I thought, this is really intriguing, but I still don't quite understand it. Because there's so much history in there that actually I don't think you're taught at school. So I didn't really know too much about this particular period and about the Second World War. Of course, I knew what an Enigma machine was and I'd heard about the breaking of the Enigma code, but I didn't actually know what happened. So because there's so much fact in the story, I really had to sort of go back to the beginning and read it several times before I sort of got the gist of it. But basically, it's incredibly exciting, and it is a period, I think, in history that not a lot of people have really kind of looked at before. It's a particularly beautiful period, I think, as well. I mean, the 40s was sort of great and kind of very sexy, and wartime, everything's a bit sort of desperate and really making the most of every day, and I love that sort of atmosphere that came through. And it's also quite funny, the film, which I think is important, because I'd hate for people to think that, you know, oh, it was this is a film about breaking of the codes in the war, it's a wartime film. You know, you sort of get the impression that it's going to be a bit sort of deep and black and intellectual, and actually it's not. It's quite light, and it's a real adventure story. I mean, I would compare my character to someone like George in The Famous Five. She's sort of a bit of an adventurer, and just doesn't sort of stop until she gets results, and a bit of the kind of jolly hockey sticks in there as well. So it's fun. It's a fun film. It's a fun story.